You're welcome to the public speaking masterclass for leaders. The reason why I have to specify leaders is for you to know that it is for leaders. Okay, Sophia, good. I'm starting already. Okay, so if for you to know that public speaking is for different people, but this particular one is for leaders. And if you see yourself as a leader, then this is for you. In this class, we're going to learn quite a number of skills that will put you ahead in life. Not just because you're a medical student, but because, first of all, you are an individual who needs to communicate effectively and who needs to connect with people. During this course, you'll be learning what public speaking is all about, how it all started. You also learn the mindset, what it takes to be an effective and even a global public speaker. During the course of today, you'll be learning speech types, how to kick out stage fright, and then your next session, which is going to be a video class, is how do you carry out audience analysis? How do you carry out audience analysis? Module 3 will be clarity and structure of the message. Module 3 will also be crafting captivating introductions and conclusions. Module 4 will be how to grab attention. Also, module 4 will be how to craft an engaging personal story, because your personal story is important in public speaking. Then you're going to learn how to think on your feet and do what we call impromptu speech, deliver impromptu speech. Then we're also going to look at appearance in public speaking, what to do, what not to do, dress and posture. Then we're going to look at how to handle difficult questions, tough questions effectively. Then what you're going to also learn what we call public speaking analysis, how to carry out an effective public speaking analysis as an evaluator. And when you're able to evaluate someone, that shows that you yourself, you're learning and you're about to become even a better public speaker yourself, because you've been able to identify key elements of effective public speaking in others. And then if you're going to be joining our community by module 6, I will let you know. Since you're not paying for this course, it's a free opportunity for you. I'm only going to allow only serious people to join my community, because it is not for students, it's for professionals. All right. Thank you. So we're going to kickstart today. What are the objectives of this course? It's quite simple. We want to make it the primary objective of improving our communication skill. Like I just mentioned, it's not because you are probably a medical student, that's why you are learning public speaking, but because you are an individual, someone who is going to connect with people. It's very important that you improve your communication skills. So the first objective is to enhance your communication skill. Also, to help you build confidence and presence as a leader. All right. It's very important that you know that one of the things that adds sparkle to your image is how you communicate. Also, you're going to learn how to foster leadership presence. If you are a leader, there is a way to show up. There's a way to communicate. There is a way to connect with people. And you're going to learn how to do that authentically through credibility and influence. Also, you're going to learn to develop and deliver effective presentations that engage and inspire your audience. You're going to learn the various techniques of how to structure your content to make sure that they appeal to your audience. And lastly, one of the things that public speakers dread is answering questions, question and answer sessions. So you have to learn how to think on your feet, how to answer questions, no matter how difficult they are, how to be smart, how to handle questions diplomatically while staying composed. Okay? Why is this important for you as a person, as a leader? First, you want to enhance your credibility as a person, as a leader. You want to build what we call personal brand as a leader. These are the ways that you can build your personal brand. Show up as a credible leader. communicate effectively. So public speaking gives you all of these and more. Public speaking also helps you to inspire and motivate others. That's why it's important. Also, you want to increase engagement with people. You want to speak with your better half. You want to speak with your friends, your colleagues. You also need to speak effectively. Public speaking adds to your overall presence as a leader if you want to make tremendous impact. So let me bring you into today's class. Introduction to public speaking. What's the mindset of a powerful public speaker? The various speech types and how to manage stage fright. I want to ask you a simple question. Why do you want to master public speaking? Does anybody have an answer for me? Why? Why are you here? Anybody can answer. Why do you want to master public speaking? And let me tell you how this works. You don't have to answer directly to me. Take your notes and answer why. The reason why you have to answer this question is so that you begin to build your sonesis. You begin to build your reasons powerfully. Because one of the things my mentors would say start with why. Two of them. They say start with why. If you don't identify your why you are here from the beginning, you are failed already. Because you won't be serious, you won't apply what you're learning, and you won't take what you're learning seriously. So you need to identify why are you here. So if you don't want to answer this question directly by unmuting your microphone, you can answer on your notebook. Why to master public speaking? Somebody says, I want to build my confidence. That's one of them. I want to build your confidence as a communicator. Good. So all of you, I want one more person to answer before we move. Why do you want to master public speaking? I'm waiting. Someone must unmute the microphone. Is it Rodiat? I want you to tell me. Sapphire, you are here. Ogochuku, you are here. Which other person? Abdulaziz, Abdullafiz, you are here. Tell me, why do you want to master public speaking? I want to hear from two more persons.
Yes, I want to improve my communication skills.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which other person?
I want to overcome my stage.
Somebody said something. I didn't hear you correctly. I didn't get that. One more person, tell me why are you here for public speaking? I want to hear you. I just want one more person to say something before we move.
I'm here
Because, tell me. Network trouble. Who else wants to say something? I'm listening. Public speaking starts now. You have to learn to speak up. So tell me, why are you here?
I'm here because I want to build my confidence.
All right. It seems like everybody wants to build their confidence, and it's true. All right. So it's good. It's good that we all have a collective goal of improving our confidence, improving our communication skill. Okay. Good. So let's continue. Okay, some people even sent a WhatsApp. I want to become more confident in hosting events. Who is that? Hafiz, that's hate. Okay, Hikmat. Okay, this one says, I want to make an impact on everyone that listens to me. I like that. And that's David. And this Zainab says, I want to improve my communication skill. Well done. You all have said it all. So these are ways you also, if you want to improve your personal brand, you must learn to communicate effectively. So these are good reasons why you need to work on your communication skill. All right? Good. So let's continue. Let's continue. Let's continue the course. So how many of you have spoken in public before? How many of you have spoken in public before? How many of you? Okay, if you have spoken in public before, unmute your microphone. I really want this class to be interactive. Don't go to the chat room. Don't go to the chat room
I
because
have.
we are in public speaking class. So be willing to say, whoa, I have. So tell me your experience. Excel. Tell me your experience. I would like to hear from you.
Uh, well, I'm usually not a very shy
You're usually what?
person, so it's not very difficult for nervous and my brain goes blank. I think that's mostly is the total sum of my experience so far.
Okay.
And that's why I'm here because I want to be able to speak confidently without,
Forgetting
getting
your
blanked
line.
out.
All right. Well done. You just did it. Hikmat, you can't tell me that you've spoken in public and you are dropping a chat. You're not in a writing communications class. In a public speaking class, everybody must learn to say something. So don't use a chat room until I ask you to do so. You said I've spoken in public before, but I'm on transit. Okay, so I can't use my microphone. All right, Hikmat, that is noted. So who else? Who else can tell us something? So Agachuku just shared her experience. She has spoken in public before. She forgot her lines. So don't mind my camera.
Hi.
Okay, who else? Hafi? Is that
Hi.
Abdulafiz?
Yes, yes.
Okay, yes. So you have.
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
I am.
And so tell
But
me how you
actually,
felt.
yeah. What was I doing?
You've ever
Yeah.
felt a pounding
I
heart
felt like
before? Your heart was pounding, 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 or
I
a dry
was,
mouth?
yes, yes. Yeah, it was then. So even then, there was like repetition of words, like just to like make everything. So,
Okay.
uh, yes.
It's really, really good. It's one of the business can cause it, man. So sorry for that. So who else have experienced a quivering voice, shaky hands, wobbling feet, like you couldn't stand for long because your feet you're wobbling, cold sweats? Who else? Can you unmute your microphone and tell me your experience? Tell me. It's okay for us to be vulnerable. I felt it in the past. You too, you felt it. Let's talk about it. Everybody. Someone said, Abdullah Mills. All right, tell me about it. Tell me. I'll mute your microphone. Let's talk about it. So how did you feel? Who else? I have. Safia, can you tell me about it? Okay, tell me. Let's talk about it. How did you feel? Did you feel like,
It was very scary every time I stand. I don't know, going through like my secondary school, I never had to speak in front of a crowd, but going into medical school, at some point you have to make presentations. No, you have, and I tried, and I always wanted to get involved in NIMSA, FAMSA, all these student associations, and at some point you have to speak in front of pounding hearts. I felt that before,
yeah,
and my
yeah,
voice is to shake and all.
it's to shake, yeah.
Yeah.
So you've experienced it. Sapphire is real, is real. We all have experienced this. And some of you who are not talking, I know you've experienced this. You don't want to just say something. Who else wants to say something now before we move on? You've experienced pounding heart, wobbly feet, shaky hands. Your hands were shaking that what you were holding fell off. So tell me, did you ever feel that way? So let me tell you, anxiety is normal feeling. Feelings of discomfort, whether you feel it before the presentation or you felt it during the presentation, or you felt it after the presentation, like, oh, I wonder how people think about my presentation. Like you're feeling it. I want you to know that anxiety is normal. It's normal for humans to feel anxious, honestly, especially if you're standing before people that you don't know too well. Because I bet you, some of you speak so well when you are among the people that you know. Like you rapport so well. But when you are amongst the people that you've not really built this rapport with, you are anxious. You feel like they're judging you. They're making you feel like you don't know what you're doing. But I want you to understand that this is a normal feeling. Veterans, people that you think are well experienced public speakers, they feel it. People who are novice, they feel it. So we all feel it. Whether you are nervous, whether you are novice or you are a veteran, you all must feel anxious. So it is how you now manage it that matters. I want you to know that anxiety can be manageable, all right? You can manage it, and it is also natural to feel it. And I also want you to know that anxiety does not mean that you are failing. Let me tell you why. In 2018, a survey was carried out in the US among 5.3 Americans. It was discovered amongst people, students like you, people who are well learned. It was discovered that 74% of them suffered from speech anxiety. Imagine America. Imagine the school. That they're the best of schools. So it is not that, oh, I have money, so I won't feel anxious. Oh, I'm well learned, I don't feel anxious. Oh, I have done this several times, I don't feel anxious. Everyone felt nervous, 74%. That's more than 50%. These people are learned, let alone Nigerians. Some of you and I that are not that learned. So you have to understand that anxiety is normal. It's okay. Whether you are learned or not learned, you will feel anxious. Whether you are a veteran or a novice, you feel anxious. Whether you are black or white, you have money, you are rich or you're poor, you feel anxious. So it tells you that it's a normal human feeling. However, here is a comforting fact. According to Ralph Waldo Emerson, a great public speaker of his time, he said all great speakers were bad speakers at first. All great speakers, all, with exception of none. That means if there's anyone you are admiring who speaks so well, who feels so confident on stage, who have the stage presence, and you admire them so well that, oh, you feel that they are doing well, they are the veterans. I want you to know that these veterans that you're looking at were once bad speakers. They were once bad speakers. They were once shy, once anxious, couldn't manage their emotions. They were nervous. But now they've mastered the art of delivering great speeches. You too can do the same. All great speakers once suffered from speech anxiety. So hear this one. Give yourself time to evolve. Give yourself time to evolve. That's why we are here. You must give yourself time to evolve. Now, the question is, how are you giving yourself time to evolve? You must know that every great speaker started somewhere, just like we all started somewhere as biological species. Let me put it this way. We all started as an egg in our mother's womb. Before our father fertilized us, we were once an egg. Everybody have a first step, stage one. So the question is, are you giving yourself enough time to evolve? Are you doing something to evolve also? What are you doing differently to move from this stage one to stage 4? Whether you like it or not, everybody must pass through these stages to evolve. Everyone. Before you became a full-blown human being, you passed through several stages in your mother's womb. That's how it is in life. We all must pass through these stages to become successful. You must pass through these stages to become great speakers. Now, the question is, where are you, Abdulafiz? Where are you, Hikman? Where are you, Agochiko? Where are you, everyone? Safiyat, where are you? Are you in stage 1? If you are in stage 1, it's okay to start from stage 1. The question is, how can you move yourself from stage 1 to stage 2? How can you move from stage 2 to 3 and then 4 and become a global speaker? That is why we are here. We're here to know the processes that can move me from stage 1 to stage 2. And if I put it to work through constant practice, I can move to this place in no distance time. One of the great speakers of our time said, you need to give yourself 10,000 hours of practice. So are you ready to put in the work? That's the question. Are you ready to put in the work? Now, let's come to managing some of these stage frights that some of you have identified. Why do people feel anxiety? Who can tell me? Why do you feel that people suffer from anxiety, nervousness? Some people call it nervousness, some call it butterflies in my stomach, some call it fear. So I want you to tell me, let's talk. Why do you think people suffer from stage fright, anxiety when it comes to public speaking? I need 3 people to lend their voice to this. Let's go.
The fear of being
Jehoshaphat, that is a minister there. Jehoshaphat, do you want to say something?
Can you hear me? Good evening, ma'am.
David, good. You're answering 2 powerful names. I hope you know that. All right, so tell us, why do people suffer from speech anxiety?
So I think there's a lack of preparedness. If a person is not prepared on what he or she is about to give a speech on, the nervousness comes in at, let me say, multiple folds. So, but then if someone is prepared, I think the nervousness will be less.
Perfect. Perfect answer. David just nailed it. When people do not put in the work, which is what I've said earlier, if you don't put in the work, you can't move from stage egg, that's stage 1, to stage 4. There are processes. So at every point in time, you have to determine what you must put in to move from the stage where you are to the next stage of your public speaking career. So David just nailed it. Everybody must prepare. If you are not prepared, you will suffer a lot from speech anxiety. Can I also tell you that that answer is statistically correct? In statistics, it is said that preparedness gives you 70% confidence. So we must prepare. David, thank you for that answer. What else? Why do people suffer from anxiety? Who else wants to give me an answer?
What did you say?
Jennifer? Jennifer, do you want to say something?
Fear of danger.
Hello? Okay, so if you're not speaking, can you mute your microphone to ensure that we have quality for this recording? Yeah, Jennifer, go ahead. You want to say something? Please mute your microphone if you're not speaking to me, because I was being distracted. I was thinking someone wants to say something. All right, thank you. So like I was saying, David has given us an answer. Preparedness is very important. Now, let us go to one of the ways or the 9 ways that you can overcome the fear of public speaking. I want you to know that the number 1 way to conquer the fear of public speaking is largely psychological. You have to learn to reframe public speaking. You see, when people see public speaking as a do or die affair, they think they're going to die if they don't do a powerful delivery. But when you understand that public speaking is similar to speaking to someone one-on-one, you just have to elevate your presence. Everything changes. So public speaking is, first of all, psychological. Until you win in your mind, you can't win on stage. You have to win in your mind first, and I'm going to show you how. The second one is passion. If you don't have passion for what you want to talk about, you can't deliver an effective speech. You can't do well. But when you are passionate, your passion will drive you. Like your passion will drive the best out of you. Your passion is a key driver and key factor in your success as a public speaker. The next one is preparation, which David has given us an answer to. Preparation is 74% of your success. It's statistical. It was carried out in a statistic that preparation is one of the first things that boosts your confidence. So if you give yourself to adequate preparation, you will deliver an effective speech. And you know it. Just before you go into that exam hall, if you knew that you studied so well, you feel so confident. But the session that you realize that you didn't put in, the semester that you realize that you didn't put in so much effort in studying, you'll be questioning your confidence. In fact, you won't even have confidence. You'll be questioning your work. That's it. So preparation is a lot for your success. Then the fourth one is practice. The habit of practicing is what moves you from one stage to the other. So if you want to quickly move to stage 4, you have to put in the work. 10,000 hours of practice is what makes a person an expert. So put in the work. Don't ever be afraid to speak in public. Some of you, I've tested you here. I've asked you a question. The people who were able to answer my question, no matter how they felt or how their voice sounded, they are the real MVPs. They are the real people who want to learn because they were courageous enough to answer questions. So some of you who would rather remain mute, you're not ready. You're not ready. So I'm going to be asking you to unmute your microphone to say something. And that is what public speaking starts. Make sure that I hear your voice. I know your name today. Make sure. All right. Personal stories. So if you're going to learn the art of telling personal stories by the end of this class, I'm going to give you a template that helps you to tell better stories. Also, you're going to learn to pause. When you speak in public, learn to take some strategic pauses. It helps you come across as someone who has authority and credibility. If you keep speaking without pausing or without asking people to speak back to you, it will be taken as though you are anxious and you quickly want to deliver your speech and leave. But if you learn to engage people, if you learn to ask questions, if you learn to engage your audience, it will be as though, oh, this person is actually in charge and in control of the stage. All right? So learn to engage. Also, pronunciation. One of the ways to improve and overcome the fear of public speaking is pronunciation, mastering your pronunciation of your key terms. I trained a medical health, one of the health directors that you may know. I will not mention her name. She's a health, she's a director of one public sector in Lagos here. She joined my class and she was very furious. And she told me what happened to her, that she was in Uganda a couple of months before. And she delivered a speech that she has been delivering in Nigeria here in different states. Okay, this is where her anger was. You know, she said she's been delivering this speech in Nigeria here, but she was surprised when she went to Uganda to deliver the same speech. And somebody, after her delivery, someone walked to her and said, Dr. K, that was a great performance. That was a great delivery. However, I think there's this medical term that you are mispronouncing. She was shocked. Mispronouncing her. By the time she was done, and she came back to Nigeria. She was furious with a lot of people that are in her team. Now, why didn't they tell her that she has been mispronouncing certain words? What is going on? That they don't like me. I said, hold on. You are a figure, an iconic figure at that. First, people will think, the people who are subordinates will think that if they correct you, it's two things. In fact, I said three things. It's either they don't know, that's why they are not correcting you. All of you are on the same boat, or they think that you are correct and they are wrong. So they don't have the confidence to come and tell you. That's one. Two, it's that they don't even know at all. They just believe that you are saying the right thing. And let us stay on the fact that people don't know. That's why they didn't correct you. But are you going to wait until you are embarrassed the second time before you start improving your pronunciation? She said that's why she came to class. I told her what to do, and that is it. I told her what to do. So some of you have to step up your eloquence. Step up your eloquence. What are you doing to improve your pronunciation so that you can begin to deliver amazing presentations? What are you doing? So I'm going to connect you to the video that's going to help you build your confidence. Another technique that will help you build your confidence quickly is affirmation. What are you saying about yourself? What are you affirming about yourself? Visualization. What are you seeing about yourself? Because Henry Ford once said, he said, whatever you can conceive, if you believe it, you can achieve it. So if you don't see yourself as a success in your mind, you can't achieve success. So visualization plays an important role in your success as a public speaker. Then I'm going to give you my Peace Talks. Peace Talk is a framework that I researched and put together to help speakers like you deliver effective speech. And these are the things that you have to take care of to deliver a great speech. So we're going to watch a video right now. This video is a story, you're going to hear the story of a stammerer who became an orator in 3 months. Listen to this this video because it's going to change your life and it promises to be life transforming. Make sure you write whatever you learn is on mindset, how to develop the mindset of a global speaker. I'm also going to send it to you as a link after the class, but let's watch. Okay, the next voice you hear is the video.
No sound.
We can't hear the sound, ma.
In Can you hear something
mastering
now?
your figures like mathematics. The first thing I taught
Can you
people
hear
when I was in
anything
school,
now?
because I had my first degree in mathematics and computer. The first thing that I taught people was to change their mindset. If you do not address your mindset,
All right,
no
good.
matter how much we spend training and practicing, you will not succeed. But if you tell yourself, if you restructure your mind into believing that you have a better chance of becoming a great speaker, if you have a better chance of becoming a great speaker, then, only then can you become that possibility. Only then.
Hi, my name is Dot Lung. I'm a global social media strategist working.
If you have a negative pattern, nothing can help you, because everything starts from here. Remember James Allen? As a thinketh in his heart, so is he. That's scriptural. Good. So you need to start seeing yourself as a possible great speaker before you can become one. That's the first thing. And you have to also understand that becoming great at public speaking is nothing more than a few simple tips, a few simple techniques, tips, and disciplines practiced every day. How did I become great at speaking? I simply did what I have to do. I spoke every day. How do you become great at praying? You do it by praying. How do you become great at singing? You sing. So anything you want to become great at, you must practice every day at it. That is so simple. Now the question is, how many of us run away from public speaking? Almost all of us. I have been tempted to tell my boss, please, I don't want to speak. I think you should delegate someone else to do that presentation or talk to some few people. There are times when you're not in the mood. I understand. But how many of us have really shied away from this simply because you have this mindset that you can't be great at speaking? So that needs to be addressed so that you can become, hungry, because it's only the one who is hungry and desirous that can improve faster. So this is important for your improvement in public speaking. And the next point here is that it is so sorry. So we're going to watch that video again. I think the internet isn't strong for that. So let's continue the presentation. Don't worry, I will send it to you. You will see how an orator, a stammerer became an orator. Practice. You're going to learn all of that. So one of the things you're going to learn from that video is what I'm about to share with you now, but I don't want to dwell on it. I want you to go watch the video. Then you would learn all of these things. So that's part of the things that you must do. In that video, you're going to learn that a right frame of mind is equals to peak performance. In fact, your performance is tied to your mindset in life generally. Now, this is a life principle. Your performance on stage is tied to your mindset. First of all, it's largely psychological, then physiological. And I know you understand what psychological and physiological is, so I don't want to waste my time there. In other words, I want you to be positive because positivity is what gives power to your soul. From that video, you're going to learn why it is important for you to study great speakers constantly, not just one great speaker or once in a while. You must study great speakers if you want to be great also. You must visualize yourself successful already. Then there is something we do to help us enhance our preparation. It's called PRC. PRC is a technique that move you from stage 1, which is that X stage, to stage 4. You continue to do it, it will move you from one stage to the other. It's called PRC, which is practice, review, correct, non-stop. PRC must be non-stop in your life if you want to be a great speaker. Please make sure you mute your microphone. I'm hearing some sound in the background. Hafiza, can you please mute your microphone? Thank you. Great opportunities, create opportunities to speak to people. So don't wait until you are being invited to speak. Make sure that you're speaking every day. Look for opportunities to speak to the world. Create a social media platform to talk to people. Those of you who are shy, I'm giving you a remedy for solving your shyness. Make sure that you create opportunities for yourself to speak to people. Always talk yourself up. That's affirmation. And then visualize yourself
All right, this is going to enhance your public speaking skill. Don't worry, I'm going to send you the video to watch. Now, the next thing that's going to enhance you dramatically is learning to do things with passion. Put passion into everything you do, and you will do it differently. Passion is that energy that makes you different. Passion creates energy and courage and fosters commitment for success. Let me show you how. And the first thing I want to ask you is, what are you passionately going to talk about? Now, this is my second question for you today. I asked you, why do you want to do public speaking? Some of you didn't answer, but I want you to put it on your notebook. Because once you can answer that first question, you're on your way to becoming a better public speaker. Then the second question is, what are you passionately going to talk about for hours without getting tired? I want you to write it down. Write 3 things down, 3 topics that you can talk about confidently without getting tired. And if you don't already have even one, don't feel bad. You are here to start developing a subject matter expertise, because what public speaking is going to do for you, my public speaking for leaders, what it does for people is to make them into an authority. So that means if you came to this class without having an idea of what to do with your public speaking skill, I'm going to give you an idea. Just pick one idea, like pick one topic and master it for 6 months. Maybe you want to pick a topic on diversity and inclusion. You master it for 6 months such that if anybody calls you to talk about it, you will deliver authoritatively on it. You deliver confidently on it. You become the authority on that subject. So I would like you, everybody, go and put your answers on the chat room now. What are you going to talk about for hours without getting tired? Let the people in this room begin to know what you love more. What are you passionate about? It could be on food also. Okay, so go ahead, drop it in the chat room. Let us identify you with something. That's how we work here. Identify you with something. Oh, this person loves to talk about this. Okay, let's groom them for this and that and that. All right. Next, if you've identified what you want to talk about, can you put 5x enthusiasm into it? Can you put 5x? Like, put a kind of energy around it that makes you deliver tremendously. What can you put your energy on? That's what I'm asking you. Go and drop it in the chat room and put 5x energy on it, and I'm going to show you how. Think about it, talk about it with specific details. That is what I mean. When you want to talk about something that you love so much, you put details into it. For instance, if you're in a relationship with someone, the way you feel about the person, you can say specific things about this person that even the person said may not even know about themselves. That's where passion comes in. When you are passionate about something, there are some things you begin to know. Know by association. Know by hunger. So when you're hungry about something, you're passionate about something, the way you will deliver on it will be different from every other person. So some of you don't even know what you want to do with your passion. Oh my God. You're not passionate about anything. Nobody has dropped anything. Let me see who jumps. I can passionately talk about women's rights, the need to be a wicked babe, and Amala. My God. Somebody said podcasting, personal development, and food. Okay, good. Make sure. Somebody said something. Somebody said the need to be a wicked babe. Oh my God. So who is this? I'm just laughing right here. You're going to tell me what that means, and you're going to talk about it very soon. Right of a female child. Okay. I like that. So we all are finding our voices already. That's what we are doing here. I want you to find your voice and begin to give passion to that thing that you care about. All right. And some of you, if you've not found what you really care about, it's okay. Just drop that question on your book. What am I passionately going to talk about for hours without getting tired? Make sure you write the question out and go and think about it. I want you to think about it. It's very important that you think about it. The essence of leadership on all levels. Oma. I like that. I love to talk about the supernaturals. I want to hear some of you talk. Somebody said, I'd like to talk about gender equality and then food. Good, Dim said. Okay. But do you know, how many of you know that some of the things you are saying here is vague? Specific details. Some of you were specific. Gender equality is specific, but food is not specific because food is general. You can talk about diet or balanced food. Just give it one name that will make us say, okay, this is actually what she meant, or eating for weight loss. So there are different things. I love to talk about the oppression of women. Hey, Bamiu, oppression of women. Are you going to educate us on how to oppress women, or you want to defend the oppression of women? Definitely eating for weight loss. Okay. I like that, Them saying. So, I want to hear more people talk. Drop something to defend the oppression of women. Okay, well done, Hafiza. I love that. I can't wait to hear some of you talk about what you're passionate about. Okay, I think I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to talk about what you're passionate about. So this class might not end on the 15th of March. We're going to do practicals. All right. And only the people who did excellently well will join the polished speakers community. Yes, I would like to see you defend what you are passionate about. Okay, more people. Nobody's saying anything again. Okay, let's close the chat room and move on. So passion adds to your powers. Make sure that whatever you're talking about, you're passionate about it. Very passionate about it. Okay. So let's move today. So the goal of public speaking is to touch the hearts of people. Don't just speak over people's heads. Like some of you, you've told me you identified what you want to talk about. That's why I'm saying I want you to be sure that your heart is into it. Because if your heart is not into it, you'll be speaking over people's heads. And when you're speaking over people's heads, you're telling them, sleep, sleep, sleep. They'll be bored to sleep. But if you're passionate, your passion, your voice alone can be so engaging and you keep them awake. And I know you know. There are some places you will go to, an event or even a ministry that you will go to. The pastor that will take the first microphone may send you to sleep. Like everybody begin to sleep. They'll say, oh, everybody's sleeping in this church. It's not everybody. It's not even the devil. It's the person that's handling the microphone. There's no dynamism. There is no passion, no sparkle. But if somebody else takes the microphone and begin to ginger everyone, that ginger is passion. The way the person talks will not even allow you to sleep. It's quite engaging. It's full of vitality. That is passion. That is what keeps people awake and engaged and interested in you. All right. So passion is an important element. I want to see more of it in your communication. All right. If you're superficial, honestly, you are not going to touch people's life. So you have to. And one of the ways to know whether you're passionate about something is that you have to have a very passionate, burning desire for that topic. If you're passionate and you have a burning desire for stopping or defending women's oppression or defending domestic violence or stopping domestic violence or encouraging equality, gender equality, I would see it. The way you talk about it will be different because you are putting passion, infusing every word with passion and life. I would feel it. And my colleagues here also would feel it. So it's very important to identify what you want to talk about and infuse a lot of passion into it. So why is passion important to your audience? Passion is important not because of you, the public speaker. It's because of the audience, because there's no audience without a public speaker. And if you don't engage them, if they are sleeping, you are a failure. You have not succeeded. And if they don't enjoy you, you have not succeeded. So passion is important to the audience. And passion is my P. Write it down, my P to the audience. It's just like the P you eat. Passion is like my P to the audience. Now, passion is memorability. Any speaker who speaks with passion will be memorable. You'll be remembered for a longer time. I have been to an event where 5 speakers spoke to us. And after years, it's only one person I'm remembering and what the person said.
Why? Because the way the person delivered that particular line that I remember is different. Every other person spoke the same way, flat and boring. But this particular speaker spoke with so much energy that I couldn't forget that energy, my experience. The energy was my experience, and the message was everything. The next thing that passion is to your audience is inspiration. When you speak with so much passion, you can inspire your audience to stand while you're talking. I have been to events where the person is singing or ministering, and people keep standing up to catch the word, like, oh, the person is delivering a message, and they want to grab the person. Inspiration. You can inspire people to action, to pursue their dreams, to adopt your perspective when you speak with so much passion. Passion also means persuasion. When you speak with so much passion, you can convince people to follow your dynamics, to follow your way of thinking, to follow your example, to follow your viewpoints. Passion means conviction, persuasion. The next is engagement. When you are speaking with passion, it's contagious. It's contagious. People will not forget easily because you have engaged them. They cannot even sleep. It's not possible for someone to sleep when you are speaking with passion because you captivate them. The next one is authenticity. When you speak with passion, people will think that you're authentic because you are speaking from your heart. An authentic speaker speaks from their heart. Why an inauthentic speaker speaks from their head? They are teaching you what they read, what they know. Why an authentic speaker speaks from their experience, what they've experienced. So why one is touching your heart, the other one is touching your head? And these days, anybody who is touching your head, if they don't do anything interesting to keep you awake, our attention span is very low. Before you know it, you sleep off, you doze off, because they're speaking to your head. But the person that is speaking to your heart will engage you more and more. So it's very important. So what is public speaking? This is now the introduction. So everything we've been learning are all introduction to public speaking. Now it's time for us to define it in a way that it makes sense from everything we've said so far. What is public speaking? Is it an art or science? If it's an art, that means everybody can do this. Everybody. Now, what is public speaking? To my definition, public speaking is an art of mindfully, your mind has to be involved, mindfully communicating, showing. So in public speaking, we don't just say something, we act it. So it's an art. You act it, you're performing. It's a performing art. So medical students, I know you are medical students, but you have to learn how to act what you say. That is what makes it public speaking. So we're not just there to deliver a speech. Okay, my speech is on intentional living. What is intentional living? No, you also have to get intentional. You have to act it. So mindful communication, showing, transferring of conviction. This is what makes public speaking effective. Public speaking is an art of mindfully communicating. Please mute your microphone. Public speaking is an art of mindfully communicating, showing and transferring a conviction or an emotion in an interesting, brief, and clear way. So you must transfer something to the people that are listening to you. The question is, what are you transferring? Some of you don't even know that you're transferring something. You must transfer something, and you don't transfer what you don't have. So that's why I asked you, what are you passionate about? So if you're not passionate about that topic, don't deliver it, because you fail at it, no matter how hard you try. So first, identify what you want to be a subject matter on and give years of rehearsals to it. Otherwise, you will stay in that egg one, that's stage one for too long. transfer conviction, transfer emotion, the way you feel about the subject, transfer it in an interesting way to the people who are listening to you in a brief and clear way. So this is not just about, oh, I know something, I want to tell you about it. It's about how you say it, how you deliver it, how you give it to the people. So how did public speaking start? Many years ago, about 2,500 years ago in ancient Athens, men were required to give speeches as part of their civic duties. It's part of the legislative requirement. So if you're going to serve in the legislative assembly, you must learn to deliver great speeches. That's how it all started. After a while, Aristotle, who was named the first philosopher to consider the dynamics of public speaking, named it rhetorical. He did not just call it public speaking. He called it rhetorics, or what we call public speaking and persuasion today. So it was part of their training then that if you're going to be a leader, you must speak well. That's why we don't talk about leadership without communication. We don't. If I'm going to train a leader, I must connect it to their communication. And if I'm going to train you on communication, I'm going to connect it to your leadership and influence. You can't influence people without a communication. And communication is not just what you say, it is how you say what you say, how you deliver it. That's why my definition of public speaking is this way. It's this way. You just have to show what you believe in. Forget about what you are seeing in our own National Assembly. Men who are drunk, who are fighting themselves, men who don't really stand for something. You must know what you stand for, the values you stand for. If it's integrity, you have to stand for what you believe in and transfer that conviction. That's why I said, give attention to what matters to you, what is close to your heart. If you know it's inclusion, it's diversity, it is equality, it is whatever, make sure that you continue to build a strong voice behind that message. And this is how we do it here. So according to Aristotle, there are 3 fundamentals of public speaking. You can't do public speaking without addressing these 3 areas. The first one is ethos. Ethos has to do with credibility and ethical appeal. Your character must not be questionable. For you to stand in the Legislative Assembly those days, you must be a person of civility, a person who has character, a person whose character is not questionable. Unlike what we have in Nigeria here today, some leaders continue to be an embarrassment. You can't stand before a legislative assembly if you have a questionable character. So be a credible person. Start working on your character, start working on your personality, start working on being ethically appealing to the people you're speaking to. Be a source of inspiration. Yes, if you're going to stand before people, you know, there are people who are looking up to you when you speak. Be a person worth following. 2, pathos. Pathos involves appealing to the audience emotion. Be a person who appeals to the audience emotion by the way you speak. Become persuasive as a public speaker. Have the skill of rhetorical mastery. Be appealing in the way you communicate. So we don't just say what we say. There's a way to say it to appeal to the people who are listening. How you say a thing, like what they used to say in Wall Street those days. How you say a thing is more important than the content of your message. How you say a thing is more important. That's Wall Street's message. So we don't allow leaders to just speak. We tell them to speak correctly because it matters how you come across. The last, which is not the least, is logos. Logos has a lot to do with knowledge and how you present it. Logos involves using logic and reasoning to make a persuasive argument. So you have to learn to put words together to make sure that it appeals to your audience. You have to have mastery over words. Now, there are 4 types of public speaking. Now, some of you came to this place, you said you want to be a compere
want to be host events. I think I got that from Hickman. Is it Hickman or Hafisa? I know H, one of them. So somebody wants to become an event person, event host. Some people want to become great leadership experts. Some want to become whatever you want to do, you'll be communicating and you will fall into one of these 4 major types of public speaking. So we are all not going to be the same thing. We are not all going to do the same thing. Some of us are going to become ceremonial speakers, like MCs, compares, moderators, event hosts. That's where you fall, ceremonial speakers. Why some are going to be demonstrative? They say they want to learn to cook. They want to talk about cooking. There are some people that do that and are making millions on Instagram and YouTube. All you just have to do is to learn demonstrative speaking. How do you do that? You tell people, oh, add 2 spoons of Maggi, 3 spoons of rice. These are demonstrative speech, and I'm going to explain how it's being done, okay? We also have informative speech. Informative speaking, this is for lecturers, teachers, salespeople, or marketers who have something to educate you on a new product. So these people use a lot of information and educational materials to inform people. Then persuasive speaking is when motivational speakers like us begin to speak to you in such a way to convince you to do something. So everybody is going to learn 2 types of public speaking. If you are being asked, what are you grooming yourself for? What would your answer be? Some of you came to this place, you want to learn public speaking. Now I'm asking you to get more specific. What type of public speaking are you going to start grooming yourself for? That's a question for you to answer. So write it on your notebook. What type of public speaking am I going to be grooming myself for in the next 6 weeks? Am I grooming myself to become a ceremonial speaker or an informative speaker or a persuasive speaker or a demonstrative speaker? However, if I ask you to choose 2 types of public speaking, what would it be? Let's find out. Ceremonial speech. This is for those speeches that are delivered during special occasions. You know, somebody is celebrating or commemorating their birthday, and you are the hype man in the building. You are telling them, oh, you are this, you're that. You're just hyping them. You're making them feel good. So in that instance, you are expected to evoke emotion, inspire the audience, and contribute to the overall atmosphere of the event. So you have to charge the event and make the event look electrifying. That's your purpose as an event host. Make people feel special on their day. Who are the people that do this and where is it being used? Wedding toasts, graduation speeches, award acceptance speech, eulogies, inaugural speeches. These are all ceremonial speech, and we all that are grooming ourselves in that category must learn how to give ceremonial speech and go and find out as many you can find on YouTube that you can master. If you don't groom yourself to do anyone, you will just end anywhere. So make sure that you're following whatever you want to groom yourself for, identify it before we go to the next class. Demonstrative speech. A demonstrative speech, the primary goal of demonstrative speech is to teach your audience how to do something. Maybe you want to teach them how to cook for weight loss, or how to eat for weight loss, whatever. You're just trying to teach them how something works. You may even want to teach them how to use a gadget. These speeches often include step-by-step instruction, visual aids, practical examples to help the audience understand and replicate demonstrated task. For instance, cooking demonstration, do-it-yourself tutorials, software tutorials, science experiment on how to do it presentations, demonstrative speech. So you're going to learn more on demonstrative speech as well. And the reason I'm doing this is so that you can identify where you fall into. Not all of us are going to be demonstrative speech speakers, all right? What about education? Some of us are going to end up lecturers or teachers. You want to give more informative speech? Here is it. Your duty at that point is to convey facts, data, knowledge to the audience. Your goal is to provide the audience with new information
enhance their understanding of that topic, or clarify complex concepts, right? And who are the people that use this kind of speech? If you plan to be a lecturer, this is where you fall into. If you plan to be an historian, this is where you fall into overview. If you plan to be an educator, a marketer who teaches people how to use something, of course, this is where you fall into, all right? Also, the last, which is not the least, is persuasive. And most of us must fall into this space. And I'll tell you why. In life, if you want to win, you must learn to speak with conviction. If you want to win. And one of the things that my leader once said, all salespeople are persuasive speakers, all salespeople. And in life, we've been told that we should all be salespeople. The reason is that if you don't know how to sell, you are going to be finished. Like, you're going to be hungry. You must learn to sell. And selling involves persuasiveness, like being able to persuade people to do something. So we all have to learn this particular type of speech. So how do we do it? Persuasive speech are delivered with the intention of convincing the audience to adopt your viewpoints, take specific action, or change their beliefs. Persuasive speeches often appeal to the audience's emotion, logic, and values to influence their opinions. Who are the people who are persuasive speakers? You know them. The politicians. They will promise you several things, trying to convince you that they are the best party to vote for. They use it a lot. Somebody will say they will brainwash you. See, anybody that is able to brainwash you, person is very skilled at persuasive speech. They just use words to brainwash. Salespeople use it a lot. Advertising pitches, they use it a lot. Motivational speakers use it a lot. Those people that are called advocates. Advocates, people who are into social change. What's this guy? Shure. He's what do you call them? What do you call them? Social change agents. So you must learn to speak persuasively to convince people. All right, let's move on to. So let me ask you a question in the chat room. What are you grooming yourself for? 2 types of speech that you're grooming yourself for. Everybody write your own. If you don't write, you're not part of this class. Everybody, 2 types of speech that you are grooming yourself for. Write it down. The first question I'll ask you is, why are you doing this public speaking? The second thing I ask you is, what are you passionately going to talk about for 2 hours without being tired? You must identify it. If you don't follow this step-by-step progress that we're making, honestly, at the end of this class, you won't get so much. But if you follow it, you're going to find a different personality at the end of this class, I assure you. All right? So somebody said she's grooming herself for informative and persuasive speech. So you've identified that. Start looking for materials that are going to help you discover that. Well said, informative and persuasive. Okay. Hafiza said persuasive and descriptive. Did I mention descriptive? What do you mean by descriptive? All right. Informative and persuasive, So Hafiza, Zainab and Abdulamiz. Okay, most of you, good. You just know you have to learn to speak persuasively. Everyone, good. Well done, everybody. So make sure that you have identified the 2 that you must do. You cannot be a master of all of them. No, you just have to identify 2 at max. Some people just do 1 and they are just ceremonial speakers. But what's the point of ceremonial speaking if you don't know how to make money from it? That's why everybody must be persuasive. Everybody. Good. Queen said, I want to be ceremonial. I want to do ceremonial speeches and persuasive. So you identified it. So the idea of doing this with you is to identify what you really want to do with your life
and get ready to use it. Okay, well done. Now I'm going to ask you to identify what type of speech this is, and when we end today's class, the next class will be video, and that is on Thursday. Maybe I will send it on Tuesday so that you can do the assessments. All right? Don't worry, the next class will be on Tuesday, and it's a video class. I will send it to you on WhatsApp. It's an audience analysis. Then we'll talk briefly about it before we move to the next class. All right, I want you to identify what type of speech this is. Who can do this? But you're going to read it as someone who understands what type of speech this is. So who's ready? Who is ready to read this speech and identify the type of speech this is?
I want to try.
Hikmat, over to you.
Yes, okay. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as we witness the ever-increasing of climate change, from rising temperatures to extreme weather events, it becomes undeniably clear that we are at a crucial juncture in our shared history. Today, I stand before you not merely as a speaker, but as an advocate for change, urging us to confront the challenges that looms over us and embrace a sustainable future.
Excellent. What type of speech is?
Okay, I think it's a persuasive and informative speech.
No, it can only be one. That's why I said identify this speech.
Ooh.
What type of speech is this?
Well, I'll go for informative.
Faith said it's ceremonial. Faith David, it's not ceremonial. So who else wants to try? Somebody said it's informative speech. It's not. It's not. You should not finish me. It's not informative. Oh no. It's not. You are urging people, advocate for change. What did I tell you about social agents? They are advocate for change. They are urging people. So there are keywords that will give it away already. Urging. When you're urging people, you're not trying to persuade them. So that's the key word there. Advocacy. Safayat is, but so it's persuasive. Excellent. Favor said it's persuasive. Powerful. Yes, some of you still identified it. So if you know it is persuasive, there is a tone of voice to use for persuasion. So that is where advanced public speaking comes in. For some of you who would want to pursue this further, you have to pay money. Pay money to identify it. It's called vocal presence. In vocal presence, we teach you how to use the right tone for every presentation. For persuasive speech, listen to how I'm going to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, as we witness the ever-increasing impact of climate change, did you see the way I did climate change? I came down because there is a comma. There is a comma. So I didn't drop it. There was no, it's not a note of finality. I said climate change, not climate change. Climate change. So you can't do this kind of speaking skills in a public speaking class. It's another course entirely that shows you how to speak. It's called elocution and vocal presence. So we teach you how to use the right tonality for your presentation. So let me do this for you. But somebody identified why it is a persuasive speech. It is using keyword, a word, advocacy, advocate for change, urging. So those are keywords that shows that, oh, you're persuading people. Ladies and gentlemen, as we witness the ever-increasing impact of climate change, from rising temperatures to extreme weather events, it becomes undeniably clear that we are at a critical juncture in our shared history. Today, I stand before you not merely as a speaker, but as an advocate for change, urging us to confront the challenges that loom over us and embrace a sustainable future. This is a persuasive speech, okay? Well done, everyone. You did a great job by identifying it. So who will identify the next one? I'm waiting for who will identify the next one. Don't worry, the class will soon end. And we'll move to the next thing. Okay?
Who will identify this next one? Read it and identify it. Abdullah Abmils. Abdumils, or who else? Anybody? No, don't feel shy. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. That's why we're in a public speaking class. Everybody should speak. I've not heard your voice before. Don't give me the answers. I want to hear you speak.
Yes. Greetings, curious minds. In the realm of technology, where innovation is the heartbeat of progress, we find ourselves on the cusp of a profound revolution, artificial intelligence. As we navigate this landscape of algorithms and possibilities, let's unravel the mysteries and explore the transformative potential that AI holds for our future. And it's informative.
Thank you. It is informative. But let me ask you, why are you sounding like you've not eaten? Are you fasting? Well, you're not fasting. In public speaking, you must speak with power. You must speak with power. Imagine if I gave you a microphone and you're sounding like this. It will make everybody sleep. Speak with power, okay? Speak as though your father owns the world. Like, speak like someone that's got something to offer the world. That's what I want you to put energy in your speech. All right, you're correct. It's informative. What made you think it's informative? What keyword did you see that makes you think it's informative?
Because the speaker is trying to educate his audience or his audience on the transformative potential of AI technology.
Correct. You're very correct. You're very, very correct. You're not telling me what you decode. It's called decoding. This is what you're able to decode. But what I'm asking you is, what code did you see? Code. You're telling me decoding, like you are giving me what we're able to decode from the speech. But I'm asking you, what keyword did you see? So it's explore. When you hear word explore, that means you guys want to learn something, like you want to research something, you want to get more information about something. So well done. You got it right. Well done. So let's move to the next one. Who is going to identify the next speech? Who is going to identify the next speech for us? And the person must read it and read it with the energy it deserves. Please. Let's go. Who's going to do this? Yes, somebody said unravel. Yes. Ikmat. Unravel is the right word. Unravel, explore. Good.
Read it.
Who is that? Favor?
I'd like to try.
Okay, Queen. Who wants to try? Somebody said I will read it. You've not said your name. Okay, if that's Favor, read.
Distinguished faculty, proud parents, and the graduating class of January, February 2024. Today marks a pivotal moment in our lives, a moment of reflection, celebration, and anticipation. As we stand on the threshold of a new chapter, let's take a collective break to appreciate the achievement that brought us here and to embrace the boundless opportunities that await us. And it's a ceremonial speech.
Yeah. Yes, Favor is ceremonial speech. Well done. That is excellent. A lot of you have already gotten it before we could even read it. Some people have started reading it. It's ceremonial. Yes. What makes it ceremonial? Those of you that answered. Because you are seeing graduating class, right? So there is a way to deliver ceremonial speech. You make it lively. You hype. Hype. So people who deliver ceremonial speech, they make people feel good, right? They make people feel good. All right. So how do you deliver it? What kind of energy? And also, I've told you in public speaking, you must learn to pause. All right. So who wants to try to deliver this speech in a way it should be delivered? Who wants to try?
I want to try.
Queen, can you go ahead? Imagine on your graduation day, you're asked to deliver this speech. How are you going to deliver it? Let's go.
Distinguished faculty, proud parents, and the graduating class of January-February 2024. Today marks a pivotal moment in our lives, a moment of reflection, celebration, and anticipation. As we stand on the threshold of a new chapter, let's take a collective breath to appreciate the achievements that brought us here and to embrace the boundless opportunities that await us.
Did Queen do a better job? Did you feel confidence in her voice? The first person did a great job, notwithstanding, but we want something much better. That's why we are challenging ourselves this afternoon. A better job. She did a better job because she spoke with so much power. That's what we want to see. Make people feel good, right? Yes, yes, some of you, yes, she did. Excellent, she did. Everybody can attest to that. So that is it. Everybody challenge yourself. When I ask you to do a homework, make sure that you put all of yourself into the equation of your delivery. Make sure you do something powerful. Put yourself into it. If you do a half-baked job, I will know. If you don't put your mind into it, if you're just doing it because it's assignment, I will know. But if your heart is into it, I will see something quite different. Distinguish yourself, all right? So she did a great job. Well done. So let's all learn. Let's all learn. We want to see more of this. And in fact, those of you who are graduating, who are in 400 level, I want to know how long your course take. Some of you are going to write speech, a graduating speech. In fact, all of you are going to write graduating speech. I want to hear you deliver an excellent job. It's going to help you. If you can do this speech and you write a very powerful speech, they may give you an opportunity to deliver it. Yes. So get ready to do that assessment, that assignment, okay? Let's go to the last one for the day before we go. I know we've spent quite a time. We're done. Please, next week, do not waste any time because we've lost a lot of time already. Who will identify this one? Let's go. I want a guy this time. Where's Abdulafiz? And some other persons. Where's David? Where are they? Let's go. Where are they? If you know the answer, drop it in the box. Why we try? Who is ready to do this for us? Okay, if they are not here, can anyone just try? Let's go. We'll finish. We've lost a lot of time. I have a session by 4. It's almost 15 minutes more. Okay. Who is going to help us? Please help us. Somebody said demonstrative. Is this Salimon, Aisha? Aisha, can you read it for us? Can you tell us why it is demonstrative? Can you go?
Hello, time travelers of the present. In a world where every second counts, mastering the art of time management is not just a skill, it's a gateway to productivity and success. Today, I invite you to embark on a journey with me as we unlock the secrets of effective time management through this gadget and reclaim control over our most precious resource.
Okay.
It is a demonstration.
It's demonstrative. So what's inside this speech that makes you think it's demonstrative?
It's talking about unlocking the secret of effective time management through this gadget. So
through this gadget. So you're trying to demonstrate how to do that using this gadget. Correct. I'm proud of you. Well done, everyone. Well done. So it shows that you now know how to identify a speech, right? Please make sure that you don't forget the exact definition of public speaking. Public speaking must be interesting. It must be brief, must be clear, must be interesting. All right, you deliver it in an amazing way. Thank you for joining today's class. I want everyone to tell me, anyone can tell me what they've learned today so that we can move to the next session. Let me know what the next session looks like. The next session would be and peace talk. So I'm going to give you this, then we'll now move to audience analysis. All right, this is your next class. Audience analysis is going to be sent to you as a video with some assignments for the week. All right. So everybody tell me what you've learned today.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Who is speaking? Salimon?
This is Wealth.
Okay, this is Wealth. All right. Well, tell me so far.
So I learned that communication is not just about what you say, it's about how you say. Concerning the speech I delivered right now, my tone of voice and everything was not up to par. So that's what I learned. And we should appeal to the audience's emotion to strike out a reaction.
Wealth. We are not in the bedroom, and I'm not your husband. So please be outspoken. You said something now that public speaking is not just what you say, but how you say it. What kind of projection is in your voice? Is there passion? Is there life in your voice? These are the things that we want to see. And you are telling me exactly what you've learned, and you are still not projecting your voice. Wow. All right. Well done. Thank you for telling us that. All right. I have a session by 4. So I have just 2 persons to listen to before we move on. How to overcome the fear of public speaking. Be confident in what you are saying and how you say it. Abdullah Mills, thank you so much. All right. Thank you for that. So who else? Who else have learned something big today? What did you learn? You can unmute your microphone to share, and you can also drop it in the chat room. Also, you can drop it on WhatsApp. I think that's an even better place so that every other person who didn't join can speak like your father owns the world. I didn't know somebody captured that. Wow. I like that. Preparation gives you 74% of success. So go to the chat room and drop what you've learned for today so that every other person who couldn't join, who had internet issue, can learn from you. All right. Although I'm going to be sending you this recording. God bless you. See you on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Tuesday or Thursday will be video. Why Saturday will be live again for 2 hours. Thank you. Safaya, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Be passionate about what you're saying. Yes. I believe somebody caught it. Thank you. Speak like your father owns the world. That's for me. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. So we're going to connect. I'm going to send you my YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe. Listen to me. There's a lot of resource there on etiquette, email etiquette, public speaking etiquette, free resources, public speaking etiquette, mindset, things that's going to help you become a better person. Make sure to subscribe so you can see firsthand these materials are going to build you up. All right. Also, let's connect on LinkedIn if you want to build a personal brand. See you again next week. Bye.